Good morning, fellow gardeners. I'm Kelly, aka K2, and this is K2 Garden Adventure, my channel dedicated to me building my dream garden and urban farmstead here on the beautiful central coast of California, Zone 9B. So this morning I've got the day off, so I'm hoping to get a bunch of stuff done. But let's start out here in the tropical garden where there's some things that I've been trying to get to, and finally today I can. Let me flip this around and show you what we're up to. All right, so a few months ago, when I was at Home Depot, they had a sale on clematis, and so I picked up a few because out in the cut flower garden, or the where the rear avocado orchard, in amongst the towers that I planted the dahlias around. I planted a clematis in each one, and I wasn't sure how many were going to come back. It looks like they all came back except for one, and so that left me with these clematis that I needed to figure out something to do with, and I thought, well, this would be perfect right here in the tropical garden. I have these beautiful arches that they could climb up, and so I put this one here, the beautiful white one, Duchess of Edinburgh. I'm going to have climb right here. Now, I have tried over the years. I absolutely love Mandevilla vine. It's this beautiful. They come in different colors. I have never really had any luck with it. I thought here I would, where it's got sun, but quite honestly, yeah, it's it just hasn't really ever flourished, whether at my old property or this one. Anyways, if it does figure itself out and start climbing, that's great. It can climb right next to the clematis. Again, clematis, even here, is seasonal, so it'll do its thing for a while and then goes dormant for about 4 or 5 months. This one over here is a sunset, and I figured that color will be really beautiful. I figure if I put it right here in between these two other Mandevillas, if they all get going up the side, that should be a really pretty combination. So gonna squeeze that one in there. Over here on this this arch, I have this Elsa Spath, which is this gorgeous sort of big lavender bloom. And finally, over here on this side, I've got this Warsaw Nike, which is a small purple one. And then I have this one, which is actually from my old property, and I wasn't sure what it was, but it's this pretty pink one. And so I think I'm going to plant those two right here, and well, actually, I think maybe I'll do two over here. I'm torn because this is my my purple passion flower vine, and we chopped this upper section off because we actually moved the path over. The path used to be over here, but when I added the section that led to the new door to the bathroom, we took the two that were on this side, moved them over, and then moved these pink Sunpatiens to this side. When we did that, believing that this vine, which my friend gave to me as just a cutting in some rooting powder, would flush back out and do its thing again. But to date, it has yet to push out any new growth, even though its roots were not disturbed. So I'm a little concerned. Now, one thing I did learn is the fritillary butterfly lays its eggs on purple passion flower, and those caterpillars did a good job of eating every single leaf. So not sure what's happening there, but with that in mind, what I think I will probably do is put the light purple and the dark purple over on this side, so we've got coverage there, and then put this sort of pink one right here. This is called Duranta. This plant right here, and it's, you know, I bought it because it said it was a hummingbird favorite. So, and it's supposed to be fragrant, but I don't know. I don't really smell anything. So one of the things I also want to do is sort of trim it back a little bit. You know, the idea is it grows back on this trellis. So I'll do some trimming and attach it up to there. And then that will allow, you know, this clematis down here to climb up this guy. Also out here, I want to move, these got moved over when the guys did the bricks, they moved these over, but they didn't put them in the right spot. So what I want to do here is this one here, move it back a little bit. So instead of moving all three, that'll give it a little more space over here. And I think that spacing will look nice. I have some white sun patiens. Those are hard to come by, and I use them in the front and borders and stuff. So I might plant those. I got a couple, so I might plant those right here on this side, just to have them in the ground ready to go in case one of the ones up front on the real visible borders dies. Then the other thing is I got this snake plant, and I want to get it planted right there. I think that'll look really cool, giving a vertical. And I've always wanted one of those, and finally had a spot I think it will do good in. And then finally, the final thing that I want to do here is take this pretty hibiscus, this tropical hibiscus, and I'm going to move that all the way out in front of the liquid amber tree, and then give this spot to this sunset orange, which I sometimes call great pumpkin. Orange is the orange sunset wind, and move that because this guy's getting crowded out by these beautiful canna lilies. So I want to move that over to where that pink one is. So lots and lots of stuff to get done out here in the tropical garden. So let me stop yapping and get to gardening. Okay, so let me show you what we're doing here. So I've got the 2 holes dug using my very handy 60 volt auger with the power planter augers. And in that, I'm going to throw a little bit of this all-purpose garden soil. If I'm just, I live on sand, so I always try to throw a little bit of a more usable soil. It's got some organic stuff mixed into it, so that's always good. I also have some Hollytone fertilizer that I'll put in as well. Because my water is I have hard water, eventually it causes the soil to become very alkaline, which is why it's impossible for me to grow blue hydrangeas no matter how much acidifier I add. Anyway, so I pretty much just switched over to that's the fertilizer I use because it has a little bit of acid in it, which just even for plants that don't need acid, that just helps keep the soil more neutral. Anyway, so and then I've also got the gopher cages, which are a necessity right here. So I'll throw some soil in, put the plants in the gopher cage, drop them down in with a little fertilizer, and cover them back up. There's already irrigation here, which is nice. And then they should be good to go after I water them in. And then I'll repeat that process over here. Over here, I think I am going to trim back this Duranta as well, just to give the clematis a little more room. And you know, this thing, if it keeps growing all season, it'll take over the arch. So we'll give him a little trim and get this clematis in the ground right here with the same, following the same process. So let's get to it. Okay, so I got a bit sidetracked, but I'm really glad I did. And so let me show you why. You can kind of see right there, that camellia bush behind me. Let me show you all the dead stuff I pulled out of it and why it looks so much better now. All right, so here are the large pieces of dead branches that just removed from the this beautiful white camellia. Some of it also came from the backside of this one here. There's so many hundreds more pieces I pruned off that are just all down below, adding to the mulch. Don't know why so many branches died. It's kind of been like that since I moved in, so it could be that period of time back in 24 when the previous owner didn't water for 3 months after we were under contract. It could be it's not getting enough water since then, but I don't think so. I mean, there's drip down there, and it's a very established plant. So even the extra drip I've given these Rockapulco impatiens, it should be able to get that. Having said all that, I just gave it some more Hollytone fertilizer and a nice soaking to try to get some of that fertilizer down in the soil. So anyways, it is pushing out lots of new growth. So the fertilizer and the water, at least for right now, is very good. So without all that dead stuff, wow, it just actually, I really kind of like this look of almost like a tree versus these solid bushes. I mean, that looks nice too, but this is actually really, I really do like this. So I'm glad it turned out so nice. I moved, I had 7, one died right here, so I just moved this one over. I'm not going to replace that one. So those 5 will hopefully be good there. But over here, let me show you everything we got done. I propped up this camellia. This is a yellow one, which is really hard to find, but it'll look beautiful here. I did a lot of work on this Duranta, pruning it back and training it up on the trellis. I got this clematis in the ground. That was a lot of work because there was actually 2 different clematis that were in that old bucket. So I had to cut out the old dead one's roots, get this one in the ground, got it hooked up to drip, fertilized, and even got some fresh mulch on it. And then over on this side, these 2, we've got the light purple and the dark purple, both planted, trained. There's a drip sprinkler right there. So those should look really good. And got those fertilized and watered in. So now it's on to the next bit, moving the this impatien, planting those 2 clematis, and getting this snake plant in the ground as well. And then I need to do something. I think I have a couple of cyclamen that I'm going to find a space to plant, and then maybe put those 2 white. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Put those 2 white sun patiens here, unless there's a spot for them out front. So anyways, let me stop yapping and get working. So I've got the hole dug out here where I'm going to move that tall pink hibiscus. So it's going to go right here, threw in some soil and some of the fertilizer. If you hadn't noticed, if you're buying Espoma, they now have added biotone to all of the other tones, so I don't bother buying biotone anymore. That's really nice because it's just included, so I can just put one thing in there. Anyways, I am gonna go dig up the hibiscus and bring it on out here, get it hooked up to drip and water it in, and then transplant the orange one. So let's get that done. Wow, so I think I'm gonna call it a day. Did a crazy amount of stuff, way more than I did in the intro to the video. So let me finish this video up and show you all the stuff we got done. So out here in the hibiscus garden, I was able to transplant this pink hibiscus. It's like Tradewinds Versicolor or something. It's growing really tall. You can see how tall it is even compared to the hibiscus trees I've had for years. So this is just 1 year's growth. So it looks great right here in the middle. Just for, wow, look at all those tropical hibiscus. Those really pop on the video. Anyways, one of the next projects I need to do, I'm gonna plant all the tropicals in the ground. Still haven't decided whether I'm gonna keep all the hardies in the ground. I don't know. But anyways, the tropicals need to get in the ground here shortly. So that's another big project and video for a different day. But over here, wow, I mean, the tropical look nice, but now it looks really, really good. We've got over here, cleaned up the Duranta, cleaned up the camellia. This camellia is looking so beautiful now. Absolutely love that. I think I might even like that more than just these solid bushes. And got this all mulched. Like I said, got that clematis in and it's on drip. Got these 2 white impatiens in the ground and hooked up to drip. And these will look beautiful with all the bright orange and reds up above them. And again, if one of my border plants dies out front, I can just swap those in because those are only available in the store for a couple of weeks a year. I moved this pink impatient over so there's more of a nice evenly spaced drift. That is going to allow me to produce something here in the corner, which I think will look nice. You can see the banana tree is doing its thing. It's looking real happy. Got 2 purple clematis over here, and if the purple passion flower comes back, all 3 of those will be climbing up that side of the arch, which will look great. I'm happy to see my the plumeria trees are still alive and they're pushing out some new leaves. This one and this one and this one I think is still alive. I still see some, looks like new growth there. I realized I need to get some more irrigation in here. I think I need to pick up a couple more of the bubble sprayers just because like these elephant ears I don't think are getting enough water. Probably why they are struggling to get to grow fast enough. Let's see. Right here is where that big pink hibiscus that I planted out by the big tree came from. And in its place, I put the sunset orange hibiscus. I call this one Great Pumpkin. It does makes these giant orange. It's one of the favorites of my sister's. Anyway, so it has a very prominent spot now. And I think that orange will look real pretty with the peach on the Mandevilla vine. Maybe that one will take off. I got this beautiful white Duchess of Edinburgh clematis planted, as well as this pink one over here, the sunset one. That's where the orange hibiscus came from. One of the other interesting things is, so I pulled out a whole bunch of this canna lily. This is Cleopatra. It's just so beautiful. One, you've got the variegated foliage, but then when the flowers come out, it comes out in 3 different colors. So very cool. Spent a lot of time trimming up this fuchsia tree, so it's much more tree form. And then hopefully this alocasia back here is going to get a little more sun now. It's got a little more room. Might need to move it since that fern has gotten so much bigger, but if nothing else, it's definitely got a little more light now. I got the snake plant in the ground. That was interesting. Hopefully it lives. It broke apart into 3 small clumps when I was trying to plant it. If it lives, it's great because I spaced it out, and you have a little trifecta there. I planted this. I don't know what this is, but there is a little shoot growing off of it, and it was planted here in the tropical garden, so we'll see what it is. I'm just noticing, might need to spray. Looks like there's a fungal disease on this fuchsia. These are really beautiful. These are lilac impatiens. They're like a tropical thing. They're huge and they look amazing. Although my poor sago palm, you know, I moved it forward once so it wouldn't be buried, but I might need to move it forward again because those impatiens sure are big. Beautiful California gold canna lily. The Brunera over here is just beautiful, and it's even got those neat blue flowers. The Monstera deliciosa is doing really well. Look at the fenestration on those leaves, how cool that looks. So tropical garden is an absolute win. I did a bunch of stuff up in the front as well, but I'll show you that on some other video because this one's plenty long. Anyways, we'll finish off with a shot of the gardens here in the sunlight. If you haven't, of course, please hit that like button, subscribe, share with the friends that might like that are interested in gardening. Please leave a comment, give me suggestions on what you like, what you don't like. You know, I still have a little room for things here, although at this point I pretty much have to remove something if I want to plant anything new. And having said all that, most importantly, until the next video, you have yourself a wonderful evening and happy gardening.